What is going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to give you a good overview of the data points, the technicals, why it is up 3.04% today. I'm going to give you all the fun stuff that you need to know. But first, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And with that said, let's get right to it. So right now up 2.99%, huge amount of volume. So 95.41 million shares being traded, 43.59 is the average. So huge day. And when it comes down to it, obviously they recently did announce their Q2 production and delivery numbers, which is still on track for their whole target of 50,000 by the end of the year. So of course, that is what gave it a huge bump up, as well as analysts. So it does look like there's a bunch of new analyst ratings, one of which is from Needham. It looks like they did up their target from 26 to 28, and D.A. Davidson, who previously did have 11, gave it a 18 target. So like I said, this was very much anticipated stuff that was coming out. And just quickly looking at tip ranks, and on a side note, if you're looking for a lot of this good stuff, good content, right here, analyst forecast ratings, take a look at Interactive Brokers. It is free to open up an account and you get all of this fun stuff. So for instance, when it comes down to D.A. Davidson, they do have a 39% success rating, and it looks like Canaccord also did give a $40 target and they have a 38% success rating, and Needham has a 30. So not necessarily the most, I guess, successful analyst, but still the market is very much taking that as a positive. But more specifically as well, what is giving it a nice boost up today is because of this. So Rivian Automotive shares are up 3.5% pre-market as Amazon to roll out company vans, obviously in Germany. So of course, this is a huge accomplishment. And I think this is just, like I've been saying, the tip of the iceberg for it to go up significantly. So I'll go over some of the data points just to give you a good breakdown on how I feel if this is going to continue up, where it might be going from here. Because even looking on, for instance, Interactive Brokers under here, so the Morningstar report, I've been bringing this up. So the fair market value, they actually just updated this today. In fact, it does show the fair market value for Rivian is $20.05. So basically where it is at right now. So of course you are paying an additional premium for anything above that because of future potential revenue and things like that. So when it comes down to it, let's take a look at a lot of the data points, one of which is options activity. So we are just about to enter into power hour right now, and there is a grand total of $44 million in call premiums that is being purchased versus 7.43 million in puts. So based on this, clearly people are anticipating it to continue to trend up. In addition to that, if you are looking at the chart or the grid right here, shows all the strike prices, expiry dates, it is anticipated, based on this of course, to go between the 20 to 2050 range in the next, I guess, couple of weeks, or within that range. So of course, I think that's still fairly good, so insinuating that it is going to hold these gains to some regard. But of course, when it comes down to options activity, it is just merely a sentiment. It doesn't necessarily move the stock price, so just be aware that these are all the transactions that have occurred so far on the secondary market, over $100,000, and there is a pretty substantial amount. So as you can see right here, there's some pretty big ones. So 1.01 million, 24.9 million, 1.84 million, but still the frequency and amount is very much up there. And even this 24.9 million, based on the bid, the ask, and the selling price, it was well over the ask. So majority of these are buys. So behind the scenes, big money is still very much giving the thumbs up. And as well, if you're looking right here, number of retail investors have been getting in. Today they aren't. They're actually most likely kind of reducing, maybe taking profits potentially, but big money is still very much buying this whole rally. As well, looking at stochastic, you do see a nice bullish sentiment behind the scenes, but it is fairly high, like I've warned in the past, which does mean that if it does continue at this level, it is going to need to get pulled back down to consolidate a little bit just to reset the stochastic. So of course, that's just the technicals. And when it comes down to some of the fib levels, with it being above this R3, it is once again kind of confirming exactly what that stochastic is saying, that it is overbought a little bit. So again, just be aware of that behind the scenes. But clearly over the last little bit, there's been a lot of good reasons to buy Rivian, and even more so around the $13-14 range, as I've been saying. But still, no matter what though, I think the data points have been coming out clearly shows that there's going to be a lot of big things. And once again, this might just be the tip of the iceberg. And if you do look at a lot of the actual metrics and the ratios, Rivian is kind of still at a substantial discount. I wouldn't say substantial, but of course it does give it room to potentially go up. At the time of doing this video though, there is no actual press releases. There was something that did come out yesterday, but as far as SEC filings, it doesn't look like there was anything. So last being on the 3rd. So like I said, it is just merely following what is happening with this. Shorts as well, I'll give you guys a quick overview of what is happening with shorts, because when it comes down to Rivian, I've brought up in the past that Rivian isn't going to be ever a mother of all short squeeze stocks, which in general I think is fairly good because that kind of makes a stock a meme and just devalues it. So obviously I think that's a fairly good thing. But looking right here today, they are in fact returning 1.14 million shares, which is abnormal because even though Rivian has gone up quite a lot over the last little bit, what shorts have been doing is they've actually been increasing their position. So they've been very hesitant and doubtful about Rivian going up. But today it seems like they are admitting some level of defeat. 14.4% of the free float's being shorted. 88.29 million shares is overall being shorted. Cost to borrow is just complete pennies, so 0.72%. So very interesting stuff. In reality, a lot of the data that I did cover is very bullish, but keep in mind, I am not a financial advisor. You guys always do your own due diligence. All I'm doing is listing and showing you guys the data. You guys interpret that how you see fit. So for instance, if you guys don't like options activity, disregard it. But based on all of this, it does insinuate that Rivian is going to continue to trend up. Most likely, if I was to give a little bit more of a prediction, you can kind of look back at previous points just to see where heavy resistance and support is. So most likely around the $21 mark, which coincidentally, that's actually what it did bounce off of this morning. So around 21, I do feel that at the $21 mark, it might try again, but bounce off of that and trend lower, on which it might actually get as low as, in my opinion at least, 19. So you want to watch this 1902 support level to hold, and if not, it might trend back down to 1770. But still, regardless, what has come out over the last little bit has really shown what Rivian can truly do bigger picture. Because when it went down to 12, surprisingly, nobody was really buying it. There was so much fear around it, but supposedly at 21, everyone and their dog wants to buy it. But again, that's just the fun old stock market. Let me know you guys' thoughts on all this in the comments below. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. If you want some free promos, take advantage of this. It has been extended until, I believe, the 15th. So sign up for a free account. You get one free stock. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. Throw $100 at the account. You get 5 free stocks plus $100 cash reward. So this is legitimately a win-win promo. Link in the description below and also the comments. With that said, I appreciate you guys watching, and let's all make a lot of money on Rivian.